The next thing is compound interest. All right. And it's interest that is paid on both the principal and previously earned interest. The formula for compound interest is shown at the right. So this is the formula. And it's almost the same exact formula, but I'm not finding interest. I'm finding the amount in the account. So I'm finding the total that I'm owing or getting. So notice that the formula gives us the final amount in the account rather than just the amount of interest earned. To find the amount of interest earned, subtract the original principal from the final amount. Okay, so I would do amount in the account minus P gets me my interest. Okay, so calculate the compound interest. In 7th grade, you do not need to calculate. We just have to plug in. So we still do the same thing. Calculate the compound interest. So I would write A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. Okay, still have the same thing. P is principal, rate is a percentage, and T is time in years. Calculate the compound interest on a loan of $1,500. That's my P. For a period of 3 years, that's my T. At a rate of 4.5%. I'm going to change it to a decimal already. 0.045, compounded annually. So you write the interest rate as a decimal. 1, 2. So I have 0.045. So I would do P times 1 plus R to the T power. Well, what is P? P is 1,500. 1 plus, what's my rate? 0.045 to the T power, which is 3. Now, if I was to multiply this, because you have to do PEMDAS first, so 1.045 times 1.045 times 1.045 is going to give you your answer for that, times 5. Oh, sorry. In 7th grade, you do not have to find so it gets me about times 1,500, which is 19 or 17, 11.75. That is my total in the account. Minus the 1,500 is going to get me the amount of interest earned. Now, for interest, it's a little different because it's the opposite. I want to find how much I owe in total, so I do P plus I gets me A. Okay? So you can flip this over, and if we look at number 1, you're going to find the missing values. Now, for compound interest, you're literally just going to plug it in, okay? For simple, you're going to solve, all right? So we're going to write the equations for each, and then you're going to solve them, okay? So principal equals 125. That's our P. The rate is our R. The time is our T. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the formulas for each. So simple is I equals P times R times T. Compound is A equals P times 1 plus R in parentheses to the T power. Now we're going to plug in. I don't know I equals 125 times rate needs to be changed to a decimal, so 0.05 times 2 years. That's going to give me my simple interest. Compound, I have A equals 125 is your principal, 1 plus 0.05 is your rate to the T 2 years. So that is our answer for compound interest. Next, for simple interest, I literally just multiply. 0.05 times 2 is just 0.1. and then 125. Well, 0.1, same thing as times 0.10. So whenever I'm multiplying by 0.10, I just move it over how many spots? And we can even multiply it out. Move it over one place. So $12.50 is what I earn each year, or in 2 years, using the simple interest formula. So that's what's being added, or that's what I'm getting or I'm paying to my borrower, or I'm the investor. And then compound interest is that. Okay, for these ones, number 3 and number 4, they're giving it to you backwards. So you can do number 2 on your own. Number 3, you do the same thing. You write I equals P times R times T. That is simple interest. Then you find it out. My principal is 150, so that's my P. My rate is 6%. Change that to 0.06. My time, I do not know. My simple interest is I, which is $54. So now what I do is I plug in what I know. I know I is 54. I know my principal is 150 times my rate, which is 0.06, times my time. So I know I'm going to divide whatever I get here by 54. So I'm going to multiply 150 times 0.06, because that's what I know, and I get 9 equals 54 times T. Divide by 9 to get rid of it. Divide by 9. Oh, T equals 6 years. So that's 6 years. Okay, compound, now you just plug it in. A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power in parentheses. Plug it in. I don't know my A. 150, 1 plus my rate as a decimal times my years as an exponent. All right, so that's on my compound interest. All right. Yay! This was a longer video, but hopefully you understand it, because tomorrow you're going to be given this with a partner, or it's going to be on the desks, and you're going to, oh my God, was that on the knife? No. You're going to do this with only simple interest, or compound. If it says compound, it should be easy, so you can do it if you multiply. If it's like 1 year, you're just multiplying it times itself. So it should be really easy to do compound interest with this. It's the same exact thing, you're just plugging into a formula and multiplying. So make sure you're looking for simple interest or compound interest. All right, have a great day.